Jace Bojman for North American Whitetail, and today we're going to bow lingo school. You know, compound bows have a terminology that's all their own, and understanding that terminology is paramount to making an informed buying decision. So today we're going to talk to you about some of those terms, tell you what they mean so that you can find your next whitetail assassin. The first one is a bow's axle to axle length. This is commonly misunderstood. Axle to axle length is not the measurement from the top of the top cam to the bottom of the bottom cam, but rather the measurement between the axle pins. So on a compound bow, you're going to have an axle pin on the top that goes through the top limbs and attaches the top cam, and an axle limb on the bottom that goes through the bottom limbs and attaches the bottom cam. The measurement between those two axle pins is your axle to axle length. Traditionally, shorter axle to axle bows are more maneuverable in a ground blind or a tight tree stand. The next two terms we want to talk about, and they're one and the same because they perform the same purpose, is a limb stop and a cable stop. What these devices do is as you come to full draw and the cams roll over, these devices stop the cams, allowing you to reach full draw at your predetermined draw length setting. For instance, if you had a draw length set at 28.5 inches, these stops will engage at that point. It's just where they engage in the feel that is the difference. So let's talk about that. A limb stop contacts the bow's inner limb, giving you a rock hard back wall that you can pull as hard as you want into, but it's not going to move or give you any valley. Valley is a little bit of movement in your back wall feel. Now, a cable stop, which is often preferred by those that shoot a hinge release or a thumb release, is going to contact the cable. And when that stop contacts the cable, you're going to have some spongy movement, a little bit of flexibility. Some bows have a little bit more spongy feel than others, and that is your valley. So it's important to understand the difference between a limb stop and a cable stop. The next thing we want to talk about is brace height. Brace height is very important. Brace height is the measurement from the string at rest to the deepest part of the grip's throat. Traditionally, a longer brace height measurement is going to give you added forgiveness and some smoothness. You might not get as much speed, but when you're shooting whitetails at 20 and 30, 40 yards, speed is not paramount. Forgiveness and accuracy and a great draw are. The next thing that we want to talk about is your different types of cam designs. Now, there's all types of different cam designs out there. Some are designed for speed, some are designed for comfort. Whitetailers, I'm going to recommend that you go with cams designed for comfort. You're going to be holding for long periods of time. You're going to be drawing in difficult conditions when Mother Nature is at her worst, and you want smoothness and comfort over speed. Now, different types of cam designs. There's solo cams. These are very easy to identify. You're going to have a large sizable cam on the bottom and a simple wheel called an idler wheel on the top. Dual cams are cams that are exactly the same, built to the same specs, but there's a cam on the top and a cam on the bottom. Those cams need to be in perfect timing to allow the bow to perform at its best, the best that it possibly can. So there are different types of cams out there, so my advice is go shoot some different bows and find the cam system that feels the best for you and works the best for you. The next thing we're going to talk about is peak draw weight, something else that's almost always misunderstood as well. Peak draw weight is the bow's maximum draw weight when the limb bolt is all the way in and the limbs are flush against the riser. Bows will perform their best at their set peak draw weight. Now, most bows are adjustable, even flagships, down in draw weight, and that's performed by simply inserting the correct Allen screw into the limb bolts and making counterclockwise adjustments. Just remember, what you do to one limb bolt, you must also do to the other. Be sure to read your owner's manual because certain bows are adjustable down more from peak weight than others. Some have a very wide range, while others, it may only be 5 or 10 pounds. 10 pounds seems to be common on flagship. The last thing I want to talk to you about is the actual mass weight of the bow. Now, that is the naked weight of the bow. A bow outfitted with accessories and things like that is going to add weight. So when you see a manufacturer's mass weight listed at 3.8 pounds, that is bare weight with no accessories attached. Keep reading, keep doing your research, and discover more bow terminology, The more you immerse yourself in it, the more you're going to understand and the better off you're going to be. I'm Jace Bojman for North American Whitetail.